A most pleasant good evening to you wherever you may be. Welcome into Delaware Hockey Network coverage of Drexel Dragons hockey from class of 1923 arena in Philadelphia. The Dragons hosting the NYU Violets for the second half of a home-and-home. Last night in Manhattan at Chelsea Piers, the Dragons defeated NYU by a tally of 5-3. They look to cap the home portion of their season on a winning note as they host the Violets here for Senior Night 2025. James Witherite joining you from class of 1923 arena. And before we get too deep into the proceedings tonight, we will honor the three members of the Drexel team, part of the graduating class of 2025. Senior night festivities will be on the other side of this quick timeout here on the Delaware Hockey Network. Glad to have all of you with us on our worldwide audience here on the 412. And we'll be back in just a few minutes' time to meet the class of 2025 and tee up the second half of this weekend home-and-home between the Violets and the Dragons. You're watching the Delaware Hockey Network, and it is all brought to you by the law office of Heather A. Long.
Recovery from an injury on the job or in a car accident can be overwhelming. The expert team at the law office of Heather A. Long can carefully explain your options and advocate for you through the process of claims, proceedings, and settlements. To schedule your free consultation today, call the law office of Heather A. Long at 302-466-5664 or visit injuryde.com.
Think about it. The trash and recycling bins in our homes, even with normal use, are places where harmful bacteria like Salmonella and E. coli can multiply by the thousands. But like anyone, you want to keep your home and your family as healthy as possible. Delaware Trash Can Cleaning can help. They sanitize your trash cans with high-pressure hot water jets that can kill over 99% of the germs and bacteria in your cans in just a few minutes. To schedule your first cleaning, call 302-310-9075 or visit DelawareTrashCanCleaning.com. Let's face it, saving for retirement doesn't happen overnight. It takes planning, and Limestone Pension Associates has spent the past 35 years helping small businesses do just that. Limestone specializes in crafting, planning, and handling the day-to-day administration of qualified pension plans tailor-fit to your company's needs and objectives. To schedule a consultation, call 302-479-8817 or visit limestonepension.net to learn more.
Broadcast to social, print to digital, coast to coast, remote or on-site. 412 Communications has the solution to bridge your team with your audience. Want to know more? Visit 412communications.com today.
There's nothing all-American quite like a good old-fashioned barbecue. Sid's Barbecue and Jerky brings the most tender and flavorful pulled pork, brisket, and barbecue chicken to the tri-state area and is sure to turn your next gathering into a truly all-American event. Visit Sid's on Ridge Road in Claymont, Delaware, or place your next catering order at sidsbbqandjerky.com. Whether you're a competitive athlete or a weekend warrior, a sports medicine physician is an important player on your health team. With over 10 years of treating high school, collegiate, professional, and everyday athletes, Dr. Brad Bly of Delaware Sports Medicine is the specialist you need to achieve personal bests and lead a healthier lifestyle. With clinics in Wilmington and Townsend, Delaware Sports Medicine is here for every athlete in your family. Visit desportsmed.com today to learn more.
Recovery from an injury on the job or in a car accident can be overwhelming. The expert team at the law office of Heather A. Long can carefully explain your options and advocate for you through the process of claims, proceedings, and settlements. To schedule your free consultation today, call the law office of Heather A. Long at 302-466 5664 or visit injuryde.com.
Welcome back inside Class of 1923 Arena Senior Night festivities. Coming up in advance of tonight's game between the New York Violets and the Drexel Dragons, we're going to head inside the glass right now and meet the class of 2025. Hockey fans, good evening and welcome once again to Class of 1923 Arena for Senior Night 2025 for the Drexel Dragons. Tonight we honor three seniors who have combined to play in 290 American Collegiate Hockey Association games for the Dragons for their hard work, sacrifice, and commitment throughout their tenure as Dragons. We would also like to recognize their family members for their support along their hockey journey. Our first senior has appeared in 86 games as a Dragon and has recorded 6 goals and 12 assists for a total of 18 points. He is graduating with a bachelor's degree in marketing with a minor in psychology. He is joined today by his mother Cindy, his father Joe, and his brother Nick. From Havertown, Pennsylvania, number 4, Michael Urbani. Our next senior has appeared in 97 games as a Dragon that has recorded 2 goals and 7 assists for 9 points. He is graduating with a master's degree in business administration and a BSBA in sports business. He is joined tonight by his mother Tara, his father Tom, his grandma Sheila, his cousin Jamie, and his girlfriend Lena. From Howell, New Jersey, meet number 21, Sean Carver. Our third and final senior has appeared in 107 games in a Drexel Dragons sweater and has recorded 13 goals and 22 assists for 35 points. He is graduating with a degree in biomedical engineering, and he's joined tonight by his mother Sue, his father Lou, and his girlfriend Erin. From Acton, Massachusetts, alternate captain, number 9, Barrett Genovese. On behalf of Drexel University Ice Hockey, and the entire coaching and operations staff, we want to thank all of the seniors and their families for their unwavering support over the past 5 years. Congratulations on great careers here at Drexel University. One last time, a hand for Drexel's class of 2025, Michael Urbani, Barrett Genovese, and Sean Carver. Final photo op with the families. Returning back in front of the bench, David Wagstaff, the fifth. Man of many hats for this Drexel team, including team photographer. Man does it all. Getting, for posterity's sake, one last group portrait of the class of 2025. And now please welcome to the ice, your Drexel University Dragons. Senior night festivities behind us. Teams coming to the ice, and we stay inside the glass for the Limestone Pension Associates starting lineups. Once again tonight we feature an American Collegiate Hockey Association Men's Division I regular season game between the visiting New York University Violets and your Drexel University Dragons. Let's meet tonight's starting lineups. For the NYU Violets, coached by Dustin Good. Starting in goal, number 33, Peter Perrone. On defense, number 28, Harry Byland. And number 4, Jackson Olison. At left wing, number 21, Max Eckstein. At right wing, number 16, Charlie Gardeffi. And starting at center, number 12, Brian Cook. And now let's meet the starting six for your Drexel University Dragons. Starting in goal, number 35, Ryan Nocerino. At right wing, number 28, Anton Kazitsky. At center, number 20, Evan Mudrick. And the three members of the class of 2025, starting at left wing, number 9, Barrett Genovese. And on defense, number 21, Sean Carver. And number 4, Michael Urbani. Your Drexel Dragons are coached by Tyler Weichner. The on-ice officials for this evening's game, as appointed by the American Collegiate Hockey Association, are referees Owen Tone and Rob Savastano, and linesman Brent Kendall. Fans, at this time, we ask that you please direct your attention to the American flag located behind the Drexel goal as we honor the United States of America and those who defend this nation with the Star-Spangled Banner. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave. Pre-game formalities in the rearview mirror. We are ready to go from class of 1923 arena as the Drexel Dragons look to complete a weekend sweep of the New York University Violets. NYU and their away Blacks moving left to right here in opening period play. Drexel wearing their third gold sweaters. The Dragon logo emblazoned on the front. Navy blue numbers and the old Calgary Flames font of the 1990s. They move right to left, backstop by Ryan Nocerino, 9-6 on the year, with a .391 goals against average and a save percentage of .909. Peter Perrone still looking for his first win for NYU. 0-3-0 with a .437 goals against average and a save percentage of .880. Puck is down, and we're off in downtown Philadelphia. Olesen leaves this across to Bylan. Thrown up ice, steadied by Nocerino. Corralled in the near corner of the Drexel zone by Sean Carver, but he can't work it free. Gardeffi turned up the forechecking pressure. The sent back to Bylan. Olesen working near side of his own line. He throws the puck up the right wing boards. Charlie Gardeffi on the good side of red. Tips it deep into Drexel territory. Enough to avoid the icing. Mudrick corrals it, and here's Anton Kazitsky barreling up the left wing boards. He beats Olesen. Backhand shot! Turned aside by Peter Perrone for save number 1, and the Dragons control the rebound. This was shoveled by Olesen ahead to Brian Cook, native of Endwell, New York, just outside Binghamton. Back to the Nevadan, Jackson Olesen. Looking for space in the far corner, hassled now by William Mikolas. He leaves this to the Torontonian Victor Ding, working just inside the line. Puck dumped in, taken away by Mikolas. Genovese can't clear. Mikolas steadies to Burkhan. Back to Mikolas it goes again. Matty Harris, the captain of this Drexel squad, walking in up the left wing boards, trailed by Ryan Sambuco. Leading point scorer for this team with 10 goals and 28 assists on the season. That's good for 38. Harris surrounded by black sweaters in the mid slot, trying to stick handle out of traffic. This thrown in by Sambuco from the far half wall, but it was tipped away in net front traffic. Sambuco trying to lunge for the puck again, but this is cleared out by Frank Ciavaris. Ding steadies. Light walks in up the right wing boards in a one-on-one, steered behind the cage by Burkhan. As we near the 2-minute mark of the first period, one shot on goal, and it came from the Drexel Dragons. Violets change as Burkhan holds behind his own goal line. He played it up the near side to William Mikolas, who was double-teamed by a pair of Violet forecheckers, James Luo. Leaving this to Daring in the corner. Taken away by Sambuco, and the outlet pass completes to Harris, who stops just shy of the blue line before dumping the puck deep into the New York zone, and that enables the Dragons to get a much-needed change. 2 minutes and 28 seconds into the first period of a 0-0 hockey game. Luo together with Raher up the left wing boards. They were slowed up by the reaching stick of Pietro Baccarin. Cross-ice feed sets up a one-on-one for ML Lindvall. Lindvall angled by Huang into the near corner. Lindvall takes a heavy hit in the far corner. He is separated from the puck. The Sevens battle for it. Huang and Baccarin. And sweeping in, Jonathan Bieber corrals the vulcanized rubber for the Dragons. And this will be cleared out by Daring. Breakout pass evaded the reach of Raher. Held up at the blue line by Drexel's William Mikolas. Puck went out of play into the penalty box area, near side. Setting up the face-off just above the NYU blue line, and the Violets work back up ice. Brady Doyle emerging with the puck. He clears the zone. Urbani pursued, but couldn't get there in time as Harry Byland got stick on puck just beyond center. Here come the Violets again. Gardeffi steered low. Centering pass, nobody home. Genovese trying to walk through traffic, slowed up by Cook, preserving this attack for the New York Violets. Another dump and change for Drexel brings us to the 4-minute mark of the first period. No score from class of 23. Gardeffi could not connect with Siovaris on the outlet pass near side. Puck rolls behind the Drexel goal where Burkon steadies, and now Harris failed to find Jacobs cutting toward the blue line. New York counterattack led to a long Siovaris shot, which was paddled away by Nocerino. Sambuco up the middle. Couldn't cut through net front traffic. He was tied up by Svoboda. Here's Misha Anakin the other way. Shot. Nocerino hangs on. We'll give that another look on the 4-1-2 Communications instant replay. End-to-end attack starting with Misha Anakin. 2-on-1 inside the circles. Anakin took aim, and Nocerino held on for the save. 4:42 gone of the first period. Harris and Raher meet for the face-off to the right of Ryan Nocerino. Brent Kendall dropping all the pucks tonight, as our trio of officials using the 2-1 system. 2 referees, Rob Savastano and Owen Doan, and 1 lines person, and that is Brent Kendall. Huang to Raher, clean on the entry. Harris could not clear. Bieber held the point, shot was tipped away net front. And now William Mikolas steadies behind his own goal. Burkon winds up. High stick on Bieber, and this will yield an attacking zone draw for the Dragons. In for it was Kazitsky across from Cook. Brian Cook winning the draw, but Mudrick muscles the puck back into Drexel control, able to preserve the zone. Cook regains. Olesen leaves this to Byland, who throws it up the left wing boards. This will come back in icing. If you've been injured on the job or in a car accident, you know just how challenging and overwhelming the recovery process can be. And that's why having a trusted and caring representative by your side is essential to help you navigate the complex world of workers' compensation and personal injury. The law office of Heather A. Long will guide you through every step of the process, from filing your claim to representing you in hearings and appeals. Schedule a free consultation by calling the law office of Heather A. Long at 302-466-5664. That's LONG. Or visit injuryde.com. We've just passed the 6-minute mark of the first period of a scoreless senior night hockey game. Mudrick couldn't find Kazitsky on the centering pass. Kazitsky stripped of the puck by Olesen in the near corner. Jackson Olesen leaves this to Cook, who's got space now up the left wing boards to clear. Advance to Max Eckstein, who is pressured at the blue line by Anton Kazitsky, but the Violets continue their ascent. Now the 21s meet in the near corner. Eckstein tried to center to Cook to no avail. Broken stick on the play. Brian Cook up the wall to Anakin. Thrown in close. Gardeffi's redirect in the mid slot, ultimately foiled by Nocerino. Svoboda taking aim. Shot blocked in traffic, and Carver clears but not out. Misha Anakin going to try again. Stood up in the far corner by Lazine, who took the worst of that collision. This thrown off the glass by Svoboda. Puck tied up net front. Emil Lindvall with some help before, able to clear, and here's Nathan Steele walking into a 2-on-2. Steele steered to the near corner by Svoboda. Stick handles to try to find better options. He cycles to Baccarin. Doyle steps up to hold the point. Puck deflected over the glass and out of play. And we've got another break of the action with 7.5 gone. The classic Hockey Night in Canada theme. Brought to you by the class of 1923 arena organist. A classic sound for a classic barn. And this shot from Huang is deflected up and over the glass by Ryan Nocerino with 12:09 to go in the first period of a scoreless hockey game. Draw coming to the right, or rather to the left of Nocerino. The right from our perspective. Light and Sambuco in for the face-off, and this controlled by the Violets, but Huang couldn't protect the point. Bieber at center swats this back in to the Drexel zone. Violets regroup on the defensive. Brady Doyle to Harris to Sambuco. Net front feed. Harris couldn't get stick on puck, crashing the net. Urbani protects the point right side. Thrown off the backboards. Covered up once again by Peter Perrone. And we've got a pause. With 11:44 to go in the first period. Dragons slow in generating A-grade chances. But they'll have the benefit of attacking zone face-off coming up. And Harris, Sambuco, and Jacobs on together up front. Harris unable to win the attacking zone face-off, and Jackson Olison throws the puck from blue line to blue line. Walked in by James Luo, crashing the net. Nocerino standing tall again for the save. Here's Sambuco on a breakaway. Deke, no! Perrone freezes the puck. And stonewalls Sambuco on the best chance the Dragons have had to this point. Giving it that second look. One too many stick handles from Sambuco. Working in toward the net. Ran out of space to take aim properly. And Perrone just able to smother that puck. Stopping the Dragons' leading scorer dead in his tracks. So an A-grade chance squandered by Drexel's leading scorer, and they're going to have to start up again from deep in their own zone. Urbani tips this puck to the near corner where Mudrick had space. He caroms it back behind to the other side, and Adam Lazine. Lazine could not get through Eckstein. 10:40 to go in the first period. Eckstein's front door pass. Recovered by Kazitsky, but the odd man rush coming back for the Drexel Dragons is called offside with 10 minutes and 35 seconds to go in the first period from Class of 23 Arena. Planning for retirement doesn't just happen overnight. For 35 years, Limestone Pension Associates has helped small businesses craft and administer pension plans for their workforces. Learn more at limestonepension.net. Anakin to Svoboda. This is tipped by Cook over the line into the path of Max Eckstein. Eckstein surrounded by yellow sweaters as he gains the line. Throws the puck into the near corner where Gardeffi chases it down, but he's bodied into the glass. Anakin, cross-ice pass back to Svoboda, hassled by Steele in the far corner. Gardeffi throws this into traffic. Puck is blocked down by Urbani, now controlled by Baccarin. Thrown across ice, tipped by Steele. In over the line, but it comes right back into neutral territory. We've just passed halfway in the first period of a 0-0 hockey game from class of 1923 arena. A bit slow to develop. Both teams dealing with bus legs in the second half of a home and home. Again, Drexel defeating New York 5-3 last night in the Big Apple. Nocerino left the puck to Mikolas. Worked up ice to Eric Eisler, one-on-one. Eisler waiting for the reinforcements. Net front set up. Eto crashing the net. Too much loft on that chance from 8 feet out. It ends up in the glass. The Violets clear, and Burkhan recovers deep in his own end. 11 minutes in, not a speck of ink on the score sheet. The entry from Misha Anakin was clean. Burkhan steers the puck behind his own net off his backhand. Mikolas to Eisler. Bothered, but pursuing the puck and driving back up the left wing boards for Drexel is Jimmy Jacobs. Into a 1-on-3. Jacobs caroms the puck behind the net. Burkhan unable to field it. It's brought back by Spencer Light the other way for New York, but he was slowed up in traffic 20 feet inside the Drexel line. Icing waved off as Sambuco had a clear line to the puck in the near corner, preceding Thomas Huang by a good couple steps. On the other end, a shot from Spencer Light. Held on to by Nocerino for the pause. And with 8:09 to go in the first period, the faceoff comes to the left of Ryan Nocerino. Drexel and New York scoreless from downtown Philadelphia. Mudrick wins the draw but fails to clear. The Nevadan Jackson Olison. Stick handles deep into the zone. Kendall hustles back to the blue line. And Daring works up the far side while double teamed. Turnover forced. Genovese bats the puck from chest high deep into New York territory. Kazitsky steers it toward Lazine far side, but he's pickpocketed by Michael Rayer. Rayer tried to cut to the mid slot, but was slowed up by the reaching stick of Sean Carver. Loose puck corralled by Lazine. Played up the left wing boards beyond the reach of Anton Kazitsky. Icing waved off by Brent Kendall as Jackson Olison made contact with the puck, and the Violets will reset the old-fashioned way. Gardeffi gained red right in front of his own bench. He threw the puck in behind the Drexel goal and heads off for the change. With the bench configuration here at Class of 23, benches on opposite sides of the rink, New York will have to contend with the long change in both periods 1 and 3. Adding to the Dragons' home ice advantage. First goal of the game goes to Brian Cook for NYU with 6:44 to go. Here in opening period action. Nocerino beat on a second chance opportunity. And the Dragons strike first. Max Eckstein with the primary helper, this coming at 13-16. In the first period. For Cook, that's his 12th of the year. And we'll get the particulars momentarily. New York goal, his 12th of the season, scored by number 12, Brian Cook. Assisted by number 21, Max Exty. Time of the goal, 13 minutes, 16 seconds of the first period. Cook's 12th from Exty at 11:16. Particulars for you in the top left corner of your TV. As we'll do through the course of the night. Here looking for a second was Frank Ciavaras, but Nocerino squared up for the save, moving to the left post. The follow-up chance from Olesen. From the point, denied by Nocerino just the same. We're now in the final 6 minutes of the first period. New York coming into tonight 4-18-0 on the season. Looking to avenge last night's defeat to Drexel. Dragons looking to sweep the weekend in front of a senior night crowd. Jacobs could not work the puck through traffic up the far side of the neutral zone. Here comes Burkhan, splitting defenders with a shot from 40 feet out. It was turned aside by Perron to the near corner. Loose puck corralled by Svoboda. And carried on by Luo. As far as the line, launched in by Eto, regaining for the Dragons. Eisler chases this down to the near corner. Anakin swats it out of his reach. Here's Misha Anakin leading an odd man rush for the Violets. Anakin crashing the net. Lost control of the puck, tried to bring it back on his backhand. Couldn't generate a shot before his momentum carried him behind the line. Huang holding the point. Shot from distance. Steered into the far corner by Nocerino. Carver corrals the rebound. Advances it to Baccarin, who walks this to the blue line before feeding Eto a cross-ice pass. Eto taking aim from just above the blue line. Holding for the pause is Peter Perron. The face-off will come to his right with 4 minutes and 22 seconds to go in the first period of a 1-0 game. Advantage the New York Violets. Make a truly all-American meal the centerpiece of your next team event or special occasion. Sid's Barbecue and Jerky in nearby Claymont, Delaware can cater your next group event, offering pulled pork, brisket, and barbecue chicken on a daily basis, along with a variety of sauces and sides, sure to please any appetite. Visit Sid's at Suite C26 in the Tri-State Industrial Center on Ridge Road in Claymont, Delaware. Open Monday through Saturday for takeaway lunch. Or to place a catering order, call 302-439-4937 or visit sidsbbqandjerky.com. Sean Carver was denied by a Perron stick save, and now the Violets regroup at center ice. Gardeffi left this back to Huang. Advancing pass found Jonathan Bieber streaking up the left wing boards. Pinched by Lazine to the corner, bodied off the puck. Mudrick recovers. Cook set up an Olesen one-timer, which was wide and tipped into the corner. Gardeffi had to hustle back to his own blue line to recover the puck. Olesen to Gardeffi. Here he comes again. Shot stick checked, saved easily by Nocerino. Trying to swat the rebound free was Nathan Steele, but it came back to him off the stick of Eckstein. Carver opposite side works this clear. Steele chases down the puck. Here's a 2-on-2 for the Dragons. Steele's shot looked like Olesen got a piece of it in close. We've entered the final 3 minutes of the first period. This Urbani shot is caught and held by Peter Perron, and we've got a pause in play with 2 minutes and 58 seconds remaining. In period number one, Violets on the board, thanks to Brian Cook. And the Steele Lindvall Baccarin line trying to level it for Drexel. Puck is down, play resumes, and here come the Violets after another face-off win. The Torontonian Victor Ding momentarily offside. And play halted with 2:49 to go here in the first. Ding lost the puck trying to carry it over the blue line. Couldn't regain onside position to play it legally. Try though as he might. Net front feed from Ding to Siovaris didn't connect. After the Violets regained attacking position legally. Icing waved off by Rob Savastano as Sambuco was level with Anakin on the race to the puck. Here comes Svoboda. Shot from the top of the right circle, covered up and gathered in by Ryan Nocerino with 2 minutes and 11 seconds to go in the first period. NYU keeping the pressure on, keeping the heat on Nocerino, trying to extend this 1-0 lead by at least one more before the intermission. Mikolas to Jacobs the other way. Big guns on now for Drexel. Skip pass from Jacobs to Sambuco. Harris sent the puck near side. And Matty Harris unable to set up Mikolas. Off a block pass. Tried to find a shot for himself to no avail. We've come to the final 100 seconds of the first period. Raher slowed up by the reaching stick of Ben Burkhan. Couldn't pave a way to the net. Delayed offside. Gives the Dragons an opportunity to set up a more deliberate counterattack. One-on-one, Baccarin reeling in a loose puck. Driven into the backboards by Bieber, trying to walk in. Lindvall scores! Emil Lindvall pots his third. And the Dragons have tied it up with 75 seconds to go in the first period. Let's see it again on the 412 Communications Instant Replay. This driven in by Pietro Baccarin. He fed to Lindvall net front, who did the rest and brought the score level as we work to 1 minute remaining in the period. 1 minute. Drexel Dragons goal, his third of the season, scored by number 17, Emil Lindvall. Assisted by number 7, Pietro Baccarin. Time of the goal, 18 minutes, 45 seconds in the first period. Lindvall from Baccarin at 18:45. Coming end to end, Baccarin slowed up. Here's Olesen. Back in, shot saved by Nocerino. Mudrick steers the puck behind the goal. Final seconds of the first period tick away. That'll do it for the first period. At the end of 20 minutes, the score, Drexel University Dragons 1, New York University Violets 1. We'll be back on the Delaware Hockey Network after the first intermission.
Whether you're a competitive athlete or a weekend warrior, a sports medicine physician is an important player on your health team. With over 10 years of treating high school, collegiate, professional, and everyday athletes, Dr. Brad Bly of Delaware Sports Medicine is the specialist you need to achieve personal bests and lead a healthier lifestyle. With clinics in Wilmington and Townsend, Delaware Sports Medicine is here for every athlete in your family. Visit desportsmed.com today to learn more.
Recovery from an injury on the job or in a car accident can be overwhelming. The expert team at the law office of Heather A. Long can carefully explain your options and advocate for you through the process of claims, proceedings, and settlements. To schedule your free consultation today, call the law office of Heather A. Long at 302-466-5664 or visit injuryde.com.
There's nothing all-American quite like a good old-fashioned barbecue. Sid's Barbecue and Jerky brings the most tender and flavorful pulled pork, brisket, and barbecue chicken to the tri-state area and is sure to turn your next gathering into a truly all-American event. Visit Sid's on Ridge Road in Claymont, Delaware, or place your next catering order at sidsbbqandjerky.com.
Think about it. The trash and recycling bins in our homes, even with normal use, are places where harmful bacteria like Salmonella and E. coli can multiply by the thousands. But like anyone, you want to keep your home and your family as healthy as possible. Delaware Trash Can Cleaning can help. They sanitize your trash cans with high-pressure hot water jets that can kill over 99% of the germs and bacteria in your cans in just a few minutes. To schedule your first cleaning, call 302-310-9075 or visit DelawareTrashCanCleaning.com.
There's nothing all-American quite like a good old-fashioned barbecue. Sid's Barbecue and Jerky brings the most tender and flavorful pulled pork, brisket, and barbecue chicken to the tri-state area and is sure to turn your next gathering into a truly all-American event. Visit Sid's on Ridge Road in Claymont, Delaware, or place your next catering order at sidsbbqandjerky.com.
Let's face it, saving for retirement doesn't happen overnight. It takes planning, and Limestone Pension Associates has spent the past 35 years helping small businesses do just that. Limestone specializes in crafting, planning, and handling the day-to-day administration of qualified pension plans tailor-fit to your company's needs and objectives. To schedule a consultation, call 302-479-8817 or visit limestonepension.net to learn more.
time for the second period. Let's head back upstairs to James Witherite.
Thank you, Norm Borg. 1-1 through 1 from class of 1923 arena. Drexel senior night here on the Delaware Hockey Network. And a look back at those first period goals. As the New York University Violets drew first blood, it was Brian Cook beating Ryan Nocerino on the doorstep off the rebound of a Max Eckstein shot. That 13-16 of the first period. And then with 75 seconds to go, Emil Lindvall finding the back of the net to level the score for the Dragons. Team switch ends here in the second period. Drexel in their third yellows, moving left to right in second period play. The New York Violets in their away black sweaters, moving from right to left from our vantage point. James Witherite joining you from the 412 Communications press box. Michigan native Caleb White, our videographer this evening, doing a heck of a job for us. We appreciate Caleb's hard work behind the scenes, and we're glad to have him on the 412 crew. Puck out of play, center ice faceoff. Restarts action. Anton Kazitsky chasing down the puck behind the goal line on the New York side. He tried to throw one in from the corner, but that puck was blocked down in traffic, steadied by Svoboda, and carried now by Spencer Light and over the Drexel blue line. Light steered to the near corner. Mudrick couldn't extract the puck. Anakin leaves us across to the far side, thrown in by Svoboda. And this is called a good goal a minute into the second period. A mess of bodies in front. Ciavaris got that one in. It was Frank Ciavaris potting his sixth of the season off the rebound of the long shot from Svoboda. And the Violets are back in front, and here they come again. Ciavaris trying to feed to Light, working through the slot. But Light was angled to the near corner after reeling in the puck. Lazine shovels this back to center. Huang tips it in, delayed offside. Will give the Dragons an extra second or two to regroup in their own zone. New York goal, his sixth of the season, scored by number 8, Frank Ciavaris. Assisted by number 24, Alex Svoboda, and number 13, Zach Daring. Time of the goal, 1 minute in the second period. Ciavaris' sixth, from Svoboda and Daring at 1 minute. The Dragons come back in. Carver across to Sambuco in the far corner, but he couldn't set up Doyle at the point. Carver and Doyle back to recover. This will be carried on by Eric Eisler up the right dots. A poke check from Brian Cook trailing him. Separates him from the puck at the top of the circle. This ends up in the glove of Perron, and we've got a pause. 2:39 into the second period. D-zone draw won by the Violets. Olesen to Gardeffi, and he comes. Drop pass to Eckstein, shot saved by Nocerino. Face-off coming to his left. Cook and Steele meeting. Steele won the draw this time. Lindvall pushed the puck over the line. Olesen had to wait for Gardeffi to tag up, and in come the Violets again. Gardeffi fanned on the one-timer. Cook back to Gardeffi. Off the near wall. Charlie Gardeffi looking for space, takes a hit from Steele in the near corner. Cook couldn't protect the puck. This is held in by Byland from the point. And a Nocerino save brings play to a halt. 3:19 into the second period. Nocerino has stopped 16 of 18 official shots on goal to this point, as the Violets have outworked, out-hustled, and outshot the Dragons here through the first 23 and a half minutes of this contest. And they've got a 2-1 lead to show for it. Genovese played the body to recover the puck deep in New York territory, but the pass high was intercepted. 2-on-2 New York counterattack, but the Gardeffi shot from the top of the right circle was stick-checked off its line. Mudryk recovers. He feeds the puck to an accelerating Anton Kazitsky. He races up the left wing boards together with Genovese, but they were outnumbered by a trio of New York backcheckers. Burkhan holds the point. Puck tied up in the skates of referee Owen Doan. Part of this Baltimore-based crew with Rob Savastano and Brent Kendall. Light crashing the net. Couldn't get past Ryan Nocerino. And we'll have our first penalty of the night. 4 minutes and 18 seconds into the second period. Delaware trash can cleaning penalty kill. Coming up for the Dragons. Schedule your first cleaning at DelawareTrashCanCleaning.com. The Drexel penalty was assessed to number 27, William Mikolas. 2 minutes for tripping. Time of the penalty, 4 minutes, 18 seconds of the second period. Mikolas, 2 for tripping at 4:18. Of those 120 seconds have ticked away. Gardeffi split defenders. He had a clean look at the cage, but Nocerino squared up for the textbook save. Gardeffi again threw this off the backboards from 35 off the light feed. Olesen holds the point. Olesen across the line. Pressured by Baccarin high in the zone. Eisler, Carver, and Lazine complete the quartet of Drexel penalty killers. Cook. Back to Gardeffi. Cycled high to Jackson Olesen. Launched in traffic. Carver's boot caught that puck. And Adam Lazine winds up and clears hard off his backhand to enable the Dragons to change. That first penalty killing unit was out for 87 seconds. Ding to Reher on the re-entry. Second wave on now for both sides. Ding's redirect of a long Byland shot. Turned aside by Nocerino. Lindvall deflected this puck back into neutral territory. And the Violets, unable to muster another advance, see that power play slip away. Bieber to Anakin on the re-entry. Back to Bieber it comes, centering pass to Ding, whose momentum carried him to the near half wall. The Torontonian shot in from an awkward angle. Easy save from Nocerino, and Reher could not muster control off the rebound. This is picked up by Jimmy Jacobs in a one-on-one back into New York territory. The backcheckers catch up. Recovering the puck was Bieber. Harris holds in right side. Head man to Lindvall. Into Jacobs in the corner. Jacobs leaves this back to William Mikolas. He takes aim from distance. Pad save by Perrone. Jacobs again. This recovered and walked out of harm's way by Jonathan Bieber. He gains the center red line before the dump in. And that enables New York to get a much needed change. Just past the 7-minute mark of the second period. Violets with a 2-1 lead over the Drexel Dragons here on Senior Night 2025 from Philadelphia's class of 1923 arena. In came Brian Cook. Gardeffi couldn't track down a loose puck at the edge of the blue paint. It is steered out of his path by Mikolas. Mikolas gave way to Eckstein. High pass to Olesen. Huang launches this in. No Serino at the pad save, but poor rebound control. Cook couldn't chase the puck down. With him was Harris. Here's Gardeffi trying to go top shelf through traffic. Harris with the block. He hauls the puck to the far corner. He plays this away from the reach of Brian Cook, and this will be cleared out of harm's way by Burkon. 2-on-2 counterattack for the Dragons. Sees Sambuco slowed up just inside the blue line. Recovering is Jackson Olesen for the Violets. Cook touch pass to Eckstein, walking into a 2-on-2. This is swatted beyond his reach by Mikolas back at a neutral ice, where Harris feeds to Jacobs. Jacobs into the zone. Couldn't cleanly center back to Harris. That pass broken up by Jonathan Bieber. Loose puck kicked by Light to his own stick up the left wing boards. Here comes Light driving in. Light put one on a tee net front, nobody home. He tried to find Ding on the doorstep, but couldn't connect. Lazine corrals a loose puck. He chips it off the near glass. Sambuco backing into the zone. A clean onside entry, but a Bieber check separated him from the puck. Back come the Violets on the offensive 9 minutes into the second period of a 2-1 hockey game. Violets with the advantage over the Dragons. This after Drexel posted a 5-3 win over NYU at Chelsea Piers in Manhattan last night. Anakin to Luo. Shot in traffic. Steered aside by Lazine, clogging up the slot. Anakin again. Bodies tied up in front. After No Serino got taken down in the blue paint. Didn't look like there was any foul play involved, just looked as though Carver and Rayer got tangled up. But in any case, No Serino robbed of the ability to play his position amid contact that trickled back into the crease. So play halted all round. And we will reset in the Drexel zone. Friends, if you're like me, healthy living is important, and Delaware Trash Can Cleaning can help you and your family stay healthy at home with periodic sanitization and disinfecting of your trash and recycling bins. Schedule your first cleaning today. Visit DelawareTrashCanCleaning.com. Olesen behind his own goal. Tried to clear, but this will come back an icing. With just over half the game complete. Modern media is everyone shouting for attention and no one hearing a thing. So how do you get your voice above the fray? 412 Communications has myriad solutions to build bridges between your brand and your clientele, your team and your fans, ranging from broadcast to social, print to digital, and everything in between. Whether you're on the East Coast, in the Heartland, or anywhere else, the 412 team will put their 40-plus years of experience to work for you. Want to know more? Visit 412communications.com. Luo on the doorstep, wide off the setup from Rayer. Rayer, hassled by Steele, got the rebound back for NYU. Stepping up to protect the point is Harry Byland. but he's slowed up at the half wall after trying to get that puck in deep. James Luo launches a shot in from the right point. It was stick-checked right off the release, and the puck wobbled in slowly behind the Drexel goal line, where it's now steadied by Brady Doyle. Left across to senior Michael Urbani. Launched in, stretched past to Lindvall, but he's steered to the far corner by Jonathan Bieber and checked off the biscuit. Steele protects. Burkon faked the slap shot. He shoveled the puck. Whoa! All the way over the netting and out. Went sandwich on that one with 8:52 to go in the second period. Dragons trying to claw back from a 2-1 deficit to the NYU Violets. Face-off coming to the right of Peter Perron. Cook and Genovese met for the draw. Jacobs chases down the puck, but it's pushed by Cook back as far as center. Burkon launches this over a few heads at the blue line in behind the NYU goal, and Jonathan Bieber will steady, and he fails to clear. Burkon intercepts the breakout pass. His shot blocked. Jacobs left this for Genovese to shoot from the high slot. Too much loft in it. It was over the crossbar and into the back glass. Huang steadies but fails to clear. Taking aim off the turnover, Mikolas with a 40-foot shot. Squared up for and saved by Perron. 8:12 to go in the second period. 2-1 the score. NYU with the advantage. This flip back in by Mikolas. And the Dragons will change as we come to the final 8 of the second. Cook taken off his feet by Burkon on his way back into the Drexel zone. The Dragons fans want to call on the retaliatory nudge. They're not going to get it. And here Nocerino foils the efforts of Brian Cook to get a third Violets goal. We'll give it another look right now. Cook with time and space in front, but Nocerino with the nifty glove save, bringing us to the final 7:39 of the second period. The 20s meet for the near circle face-off in the Drexel zone. Mudrick and Light. Evan Mudrick can't swat the puck free. It will be carried by Lazine nearly to his blue line before he feeds to Kazitsky. This rolls around to Sambuco. Kazitsky and Sambuco back together again at long last. They had a ton of chemistry as 2/3 of the Dragons' second line last year. This is the first shift that they've been back on together anyway here tonight. Sambuco had teamed up with Harris and Jacobs for much of the first half of the game. Here comes Evan Mudrick taking an open ice hit from Anakin. Nearly forced the turnover, but Lazine held the point. This will be an icing against NYU. Shot, score! Right off the draw, Eric Eisler with his fourth. And it's tied up again. Watching it again on the 412 Communications Instant Replay. Pietro Baccarin with another assist. 13-32. Into the second period, setting up Eisler to come back for the goal after the faceoff win. So Eisler's got his fourth. Drexel's got their second. And we've got a brand new hockey game. Doyle trying for the wraparound near corner, but he couldn't give his Dragons a third. Penalty coming up. And this will go against the Violets. Slash against Raher with 5:54 to go. Will send the Dragons to their first Delaware Sports Medicine Power Play of the night. Learn more about Dr. Brad Bly's offerings for athletes of all ages and abilities at desportsmed.com. Drexel Dragons goal. Fourth of the season. Scored by number 23, Eric Eisler. Assisted by number 7, Pietro Baccarin. Time of the goal, 13 minutes, 32 seconds in the second period. Eisler's fourth from Baccarin at 13:32. New York penalty was assessed to number 10, Michael Raher. 2 minutes for slashing. Time of the penalty, 14 minutes, 6 seconds in the second period. Raher, 2 for slashing at 14:06. First Delaware Sports Medicine Power Play of the night for the Dragons. 52 seconds in, here's Baccarin. Up the left wing boards, Jacobs making a beeline for the net, but the centering pass was intercepted and cleared by Olesen. Burkhan recovered at center. Nearly dancing in over the line was Ryan Sambuco. Here he came, but Bieber slowed him up. Olesen racing into a 1-on-2 the other way. Slowed up by Ben Burkhan. No Sereno. Working the top of the crease. Made the save. And this will come back an icing against Drexel with 4.5 minutes to go in the second and 35 seconds remaining on the man advantage. Whether you're a competitive athlete like these guys or a weekend warrior like me, a sports medicine physician is an important player on your health team. And with years of experience treating high school, collegiate, professional, and everyday athletes alike, Dr. Brad Bly of Delaware Sports Medicine is the specialist you need to achieve personal bests and lead a healthier lifestyle. And with clinics in both Wilmington and Townsend, Delaware Sports Medicine is here for every athlete in your family. Learn more at desportsmed.com. So New York's going to be down 2 for 24 seconds as Spencer Light heads off for checking from behind. New York penalty assessed to number 20, Spencer Light. 2 minutes for checking from behind. Time of the penalty, 15 minutes, 42 seconds in the second period. Light, 2 for checking from behind at 15:42. A power play goal. Makes it a 3-2 game as Perone was outnumbered net front, and Ben Burkhan gives the Dragons their first lead of the night. That'll look back at the second goal. We'll get your particulars on the third. Here in just a few seconds. A host of bodies crashing the net. And Ben Burkon on the power play, potting his 9th of the year to give Drexel the 3-2 lead. Carver's shot was high and saved. Violets come barreling back. Drexel power play goal. 9th of the season. Scored by number 11, Ben Burkon. Assisted by number 6, Matt Harris. And number 29, Ryan Sambuco. Time of the goal, 16 minutes, 11 seconds of the second period. Burkon's 9th from Harris and Sambuco at 16-11. It was a power play goal. We come to the final 2:23 of the second period. 2 unanswered from the Dragons, turning a 2-1 deficit into a 3-2 advantage. This will come back in icing with 2:12 remaining in the middle frame. The Dragons breathing new life, the Dragons breathing fire. With second period goals coming from Eric Eisler and Ben Burkon. Genovese in for the D-zone draw across from Light, and he clears. Barrett Genovese pushes the puck through traffic into the New York zone. Recovered by Anakin, worked up the middle to Light, recovered at the Dragons' blue line by Doyle. Doyle wearing the 24 that once belonged to Adam Lazine. The shot from Misha Anakin sticked wide. Urbani clears. Icing waved off by Rob Savastano as he ruled Svoboda was able to play the puck in the far corner before it hit the goal line. Kozitsky protecting for the Dragons. Drop pass to Burkon, coming in from the point. He tried to shoot through bodies, got his own rebound. Kozitsky, rather, it was, taking the second shot. That one on net, but saved by Perrone. 72 seconds to go here in second period play. Jacobs off the feed from Burkon. Couldn't get one in from 20 feet. 1 minute remaining in the period. 1 minute. Dragons lose the zone. Urbani. Stretch pass up the right side. Tipped by Sambuco into the near corner. But Anakin chased it down for the Violets. Gardeffi failed to clear. Slowed up by a William Mikola stick check. Gardeffi second time round got this out of the zone. Eckstein, touch pass to Olesen. Olesen slowed up by Burkon, doing well to clog the slot. Jackson Olesen working the perimeter of the zone. Gardeffi tried to center to Cook. Play halted by linesperson Brent Kendall. With 25 and a half seconds to go in the second period. And this will stay in the Drexel zone. Cook and Kazitsky. Cook won the draw. Bieber to Gardeffi. To Olesen behind the net, double teamed. Cook tried to set up Bieber, who walked in, but his shot was blocked right on the release. From deeper back, Harry Bylan has tied the game up again for the NYU Violets. With 8.5 seconds to go. In the second period. It was tipped in by Cook, as the replay showed. So Cook gets his 13th. And we're level through 40. New York goal, 13th of the season. Scored by number 12, Brian Cook, his second of the game. Assisted by number 28, Harry Bylan. Time of the goal, 19 minutes, 51 seconds in the second period. Cook's 13th, second of the game from Bylan at 19:51 in the second period. At the end of 40 minutes, the score, Drexel Dragons 3, New York Violets 3. We'll be back on the Delaware Hockey Network after the second intermission.
Think about it. The trash and recycling bins in our homes, even with normal use, are places where harmful bacteria like Salmonella and E. coli can multiply by the thousands. But like anyone, you want to keep your home and your family as healthy as possible. Delaware Trash Can Cleaning can help. They sanitize your trash cans with high-pressure hot water jets that can kill over 99% of the germs and bacteria in your cans in just a few minutes. To schedule your first cleaning, call 302-310-9075 or visit DelawareTrashCanCleaning.com.
There's nothing all-American quite like a good old-fashioned barbecue. Sid's Barbecue and Jerky brings the most tender and flavorful pulled pork, brisket, and barbecue chicken to the tri-state area and is sure to turn your next gathering into a truly all-American event. Visit Sid's on Ridge Road in Claymont, Delaware, or place your next catering order at sidsbbqandjerky.com.
Let's face it, saving for retirement doesn't happen overnight. It takes planning, and Limestone Pension Associates has spent the past 35 years helping small businesses do just that. Limestone specializes in crafting, planning, and handling the day-to-day administration of qualified pension plans tailor-fit to your company's needs and objectives. To schedule a consultation, call 302-479-8817 or visit limestonepension.net to learn more. Let's face it, saving for retirement doesn't happen overnight. It takes planning, and Limestone Pension Associates has spent the past 35 years helping small businesses do just that. Limestone specializes in crafting, planning, and handling the day-to-day administration of qualified pension plans tailor-fit to your company's needs and objectives. To schedule a consultation, call 302-479-8817 or visit limestonepension.net to learn more.
Broadcast to social, print to digital, coast to coast, remote or on-site, 412 Communications has the solution to bridge your team with your audience. Want to know more? Visit 412communications.com today. Recovery from an injury on the job or in a car accident can be overwhelming. The expert team at the law office of Heather A. Long can carefully explain your options and advocate for you through the process of claims, proceedings, and settlements. To schedule your free consultation today, call the law office of Heather A. Long at 302-466-5664 or visit injuryde.com.
It's time for the third period. Let's head back upstairs to James Witherite.
Thank you, Norm Borg. Welcome back into Class of 1923 Arena. Tied up at 3. through 40 minutes of hockey. And we'll look back at some of the key highlights of the second period before we take you back to the live action. Game-tying goal from Eric Eisler. Here now a look at the go-ahead power play goal for the Dragons. Matty Harris letting one go from the top of the right circle, tipped in by Ben Burkon. But with 9 seconds remaining in the second period, Brian Cook leveled the score, getting his second of the game. A net front redirect of a Harry Byland shot to make this 3-3 through 40 minutes of action. "20 minutes back on the clock as Brent Kendall gives the go-ahead to get this third period underway. Fist bumps all around. And here we go. Third period underway from Philadelphia. Harris won the race to the puck. This cleared by Gardeffi the other way, recovered by Burkon at his own line. He lofts this as far as the New York blue line. Puck was gloved down by Byland, and this is going to be called a hand pass. 21 seconds gone in the third. And off the hand pass, the Dragons got an attacking zone face-off, but Jackson Olesen had other ideas. He cleared to Eckstein. Bar down goes Gardeffi. And the Violets reclaim the lead. Charlie Gardeffi with his 10th goal of the year. Off the cross slot pass, this just 32 seconds. Into the third period. Violets with 2 unanswered goals of their own to go back in front. Penalty signaled, 53 seconds. Here in the third against Drexel's Evan Mudrick. And the Dragons head back to the Delaware trash can cleaning penalty kill. Schedule your first cleaning at DelawareTrashCanCleaning.com. New York goal, 10th of the season. Scored by number 16, Charlie Gardeffi. Assisted by number 4, Jackson Olesen, and number 21, Max Eckstein. Time of the goal, 32 seconds in the third period. Gardeffi's 10th from Olesen and Eckstein at 32 seconds. Drexel penalty was assessed to number 20, Evan Mudrick. 2 minutes for slashing. Time of the penalty, 53 seconds in the third period. Mudrick, 2 for slashing at 53 seconds. Puck out of play, 1:55 into the third period. And the faceoff will come to the left of Ryan Nocerino once again. Genovese and Rayer off the draw. This controlled by the Violets. Byland set up a long shot from Bieber. It was wide. Byland, same move, denied by a backer and stick check. And the Violets are forced back into neutral ice to recover. Ding threw the puck off the backboards. It's picked up by Genovese off the stick of Raher. Barrett Genovese couldn't carry him it clear. Byland, half wall shot, sticked off line by Brady Doyle, and Barrett Genovese again clears to center. 10 seconds remaining on the Mudrick penalty. In comes Jonathan Bieber, steered behind the net by Doyle. This worked around to Raher, who trails back to the line. Across to Olesen this comes. Jackson Olesen took aim from center point. Nocerino at the save. Genovese cleared. Puck was tipped on its way through, said Savastano. So there is no icing against the Dragons as we work into the 4th minute of the third period. Sambuco to Kazitsky, but the shot was wide. Burkhan from distance. Blocked down and away by Perron. This thrown off the backboards by Mikolas. Recovered far side by Olesen and cleared. Thomas Wong works up the middle. He tried to split defenders. Nocerino's blocker sends that puck over the glass and out of play. With 16 minutes and 18 seconds to go in regulation, NYU with a 4-3 lead over Drexel. Puck tied up at the far dot. And now walked up the right wing boards by Drexel's Adam Lazine. He's checked off the puck. And Anakin works it back the other direction. Misha Anakin, hard shot. Karam's over the glass and out of play. The strains of Fly Eagles Fly. Coming just in time for Super Bowl 59, interrupted by a Nocerino save, but continuing right on. Harris to Genovese. Here come the yellow-clad Dragons again. Genovese lowers a shoulder to try to bulldoze his way past Alex Svoboda. Puck ends up under the glove hand of Peter Perron, and we've got a stoppage with 15:35 to go in regulation. New York leading Drexel 4-3. Can the Violets foil senior night, or will Drexel claw their way back to win on home ice? The fours get tied up in the far corner, Olesen and Urbani. Urbani holding his ground, Doyle holding the point. Olesen intercepting, and he clears to Ding. Advance to Ciuvaras. Thrown in, caught by Nocerino, who holds for the pause. This lofted over the blue line by Bylan, recovered and marched back in by Mikolas. Almost! A game-tying goal for the Drexel Dragons, but Perron scrambles to glove the puck down. Let's watch it again on the 412 Communications Instant Replay. In came Mikolas, throwing the puck on net. It took a bounce right up into the crossbar. Perron with the glove to grind play to a halt. Here he holds on from a Satoru Eto shot with 14:38 to go in regulation. And Perron keeping New York in front 4-3. Sambuco in for the attacking zone draw, but the puck is poked up the near boards. Gardeffi races it down to the near corner. Lazine recovers for Drexel. Mudrick slams this off the boards and out. Recovered by Bieber at center. He flips this in toward Nocerino, who covers briefly before leaving the puck to Adam Lazine. Lazine bodied off the biscuit by Cook. Net front chance from Eckstein. Goes wide and the net is knocked off its moorings, so we've got a pause. With 14:09 to go in regulation, NYU clinging to a 4-3 advantage in this battle of the Northeast Corridor. This draw comes to the left of Ryan Nocerino. Mudrick could not clear off the face-off. The shot from Svoboda from the point was blockered down and away by Ryan Nocerino. And Ryan Sambuco trying to set up Mudrick, crashing the net the other way. Sambuco gets it for himself. And we're back, tied up, now 4-4. Sambuco getting his 11th. There he tried to set up Evan Mudrick, who got the puck back and started the tic-tac-toe across the slot. The double cross gives Drexel level pegging once again. So we're back level. 6.5 into the third period. And Perron freezes for another pause. Drexel Dragons goal. His 11th of the season. Scored by number 29, Ryan Sambuco. Assisted by number 28, Anton Kazitsky. And number 20, Evan Mudrick. Time of the goal, 6 minutes, 11 seconds of the third period. Sambuco's 11th from Kazitsky and Mudrick. at 6-11. Icing against the NYU Violets. Sambuco was in for the attacking zone draw. Together with Mudrick and Kazitsky. Here they come again. The fans want a trip as Sambuco was taken off his feet. The Burkhan shot from downtown was deflected wide. Burkhan again. Bodied by Cook. Shot was blocked. Here's a 3-on-1 for the Violets. Drop pass from Raher intended for Bieber in the slot was intercepted. This is backhanded cleared by Mikolas. Sambuco off the skate of Mudrick. Sent this toward Kazitsky, who couldn't reel in the puck as he crashed the net. Svoboda steered it out of harm's way. .12:06 remaining in what stands a 4-4 hockey game from class of 1923 arena. What started off slowly for both teams has been a back and forth battle. Puck out of play with 11:46 to go. And the face-off will take place to the left of New York netminder Peter Perrone, who has stopped 27 of the 31 shots he's faced. Light and Steel taking the draw to the left of Perrone, and here come the Violets on the offensive. Light takes a Lazine check. Siovaris offering aid. Puck squeaks free. Lindvall failed to clear. Olesen held the point. 11:20 to go. This tied up by Carver near side. Dragons regained control, but Emil Lindvall was unable to work cleanly out of his own zone. Byland brings it back in. He throws the puck off the backboard. Siovaris trying to set up Victor Ding in the slot, but his shot was errant. And the puck is walked back by Carver to center, thrown in by Genovese behind the New York goal. Olesen recovers for the Violets. Here's Cook. Shot from high in the zone, blocked at the release by Urbani. Huang holds. Shot was wide. Michael Urbani tried to clear. Cook got in the way and maintains attacking position for the Violets. 10:20 to go. Nearly a go-ahead goal from Eckstein, as Nocerino lost sight of an airborne puck momentarily, but it was tied up just over his right shoulder. Huang with another quick release long shot. Nocerino with the save. Eckstein couldn't track down the rebound. Harris checked into the far boards just after gaining the NYU blue line. He turns the puck over. Gardeffi shot. Nocerino's save. Failing on the one-timer after the fact was Eckstein. And a lunging Ryan Nocerino covers up for a pause with 9:43 to go in regulation. Tied up 4-4. From class of 1923 arena. Dragons trying to claw back after playing either tied or trailing for most of the game. They've led for all of 3 minutes and 40 seconds. The one-timer from Anakin off the Rayer feed was just wide. Svoboda launched the puck into heavy net front commotion. Doyle gained control and cleared back to center. Luo walking in. He throws the puck off the near corner boards. It is steered by Doyle. Around behind the cage and out to center again. Misha Anakin just not paying attention. That was offside. NYU couldn't hold the line. And the Dragons come barreling back on the offensive from end to end. Kozitsky tried to carom the puck in low to Sambuco. Olesen intercepted. Recovered by Kozitsky, but given away. Byland couldn't clear. Here's Sambuco again, 2-on-2, shot! Off the toe of Perron into the far corner. Back it comes to Sambuco from Burkon. Mudrick tries to jam it free with an open net in front of him. Mudrick gets this back to Ben Burkon. On the doorstep, Sambuco tried to loft it past to no avail. He throws it into the back netting, and we've got a pause with 8:04 to go in regulation in a 4-4 hockey game. Try as they might in that last wave, the Drexel Dragons could not reclaim the lead. Genovese, Harris, and Jacobs. Can they keep the momentum going in Drexel's favor? Puck is down. Cook winning the draw for NYU. Jacobs angles to the puck to protect it for the Dragons, but he's surrounded by black sweaters all around. Max Eckstein walks this up the left wing boards. Through the slot, shot stick checked by Mikolas over the crossbar. Here's Burkon, accelerating the other way. Back into New York territory, centering pass. Bounces off the stick of Harris. Genovese tracks the puck down to the far corner. Gets it back to Jacobs through traffic. Backhand, score! The Drexel Dragons reclaim the lead as Jimmy Jacobs scores for the 23rd time this year. Here we come again. On the 4-1-2 Communications instant replay, it was Jacobs from Genovese. And it's now 5-4 Drexel. A lead they look to preserve as Kozitsky came crashing in, denied by a Perron save. So Jacobs with his 23rd and the go-ahead goal. Trying to add a sixth was Mudrick to no avail. A Perron glove save stops him. Drexel Dragons goal, 23rd of the season. Scored by number 18, Jimmy Jacobs. Assisted by number 9, Barrett Genovese. And number 6, Matt Harris. Time of the goal, 12 minutes, 28 seconds of the third period. Jacobs is 23rd from Genovese and Harris at 12:28. Now finding themselves on the defensive. Drexel trying to preserve this 5-4 senior night lead. A gathering in front of Perone after the save. Linesman Brent Kendall doing a great job diffusing it before it boils over. And with 5:55 to go, in what stands a 5-4 hockey game advantage Drexel, the face-off is going to come to the near circle in the zone to our left. The Genovese shot was high and wide off the glass. Burkon back to his own line, recovers. Mikolas launched this in from just before center. Brent Kendall channeling his inner Colby Sakuma, initiating the icing from that close to the red line, but the release point was before red, so technically icing was a possibility. Ultimately waved off by Rob Savastano. Gardeffi pickpocketed. Jacobs looking for number 24. It was nearly a 2-on-1 as Genovese headed to the cage. But the Jacobs-Genovese tandem were caught up to. Lezine from the right point, slap shot steered wide. Jacobs throws this one at the net. Thomas Huang intercepts. And Genovese back to recover behind his own goal with 4:35 remaining at his Drexel Dragons, leading the New York Violets 5-4. This is James Luo, slowed up, angled to the far corner by Carver. He tried to play the puck up the far boards, but it was taken away by Lezine. Delayed offside against Drexel, enabling Michael Rayer to come back the other direction, but he's stripped of the puck by Carver just inside the Dragons line. Svoboda taking aim. Nocerino flashing the leather with 3:56 to go in a 5-4 contest from downtown Philadelphia. This draw comes to the left of Nocerino. The Sambuco-Kazitsky power line back on for the Dragons. Spencer Light clogged up trying to crash the net. Mudrick steals the puck and he clears. Final 3.5. 5-4 the Drexel lead. Good hustle from Nathan Steele to cancel out the icing. And this will be called back offside. .310 to go. The ultimate ruling an offside pass. So play restarts behind where it was last legally played by the Dragons. Nocerino fails to clear, and the Violets set back up on the offensive. We're inside the antepenultimate minute. Svoboda shot. Another Nocerino save with 2:48 to go. Tomorrow we feature University of Delaware women's ACHA hockey. As the Blue Hens host the Profs of Rowan University. Game time 3:30 Eastern, 12:30 Pacific. Right here on the Delaware Hockey Network. Drexel fans, we'll see each other again on February 16th, a week from tomorrow, as the Dragons travel to Fred Rust Arena to take on the University of Delaware Blue Hens men's Division I team. That a 7 o'clock game here on the East Coast, 4 o'clock for our friends joining us from the Pacific. And then at the end of the month, we all head to Scranton, where the Drexel Dragons will look to defend their Eastern States Collegiate Hockey League championship from last season, as the final ESCHL postseason tournament in the history of the conference will take place at the Revolution Ice Center, and we at the 412 will be there to bring you all of the action. We've entered the final 2 minutes. This advance of Raher is called back offside. Fresh legs in part on for both teams. Sambuco and Cook take the draw right in front of us. Cook wins. Olesen to Eckstein. Eckstein slowed up by Lazine. Genovese can't clear the puck. It trickles in toward Nocerino, who freezes for the pause with 102 seconds to go. Dragons hanging on by a mere thread. This game has been back and forth from the get-go. And Genovese's waved out. Sambuco will take his place. Face off to the right of Nocerino. Puck tied up over the dot. Bylan holds. Olesen. Shot. Save again by Ryan Nocerino. Face-off moves 44 feet nearer us. 10 seconds came off the clock. A fresh set of Dragons taking to the ice. Dustin Good has significantly shortened the New York bench. Harrison Cook. Cook won the draw. Byland's shot deflected in traffic. Eckstein tried to put away the rebound in close, but Nocerino had a clean look at that for save number 39. 75 seconds to go. Jackson Olesen. Stick handle just past red. He flipped the puck into the far corner. Trying to slam it free was Urbani to no avail. This held in by Harry Bylan at the point. 1 minute remaining in the period. 1 minute. Perrone heads to the bench. The extra attacker is on for New York. Big collision in the near corner. Jacobs is down. Fans want a penalty. They're not going to get it. Raher centering pass. Cook. Wide shot. 30 seconds to go. Ciavaris, Cook, Olesen, and Anakin. The 6 on for NYU. Cook throws the puck in close. Ciavaris couldn't redirect it past. Olesen holding the point. He throws one into traffic. 17 seconds to go. Trying to dig this free is Eisler. Tied up near side. Sambuco couldn't clear. Burkhan slams the puck beyond the reach of Frank Ciavaris. Far half wall. Light tries to steer it in. Olesen, last shot. 2-1. Drexel have won. Tonight's final score, Drexel University Dragons 5, New York University Violets 4. A hard-fought battle to the end. The Dragons stave off a barrage of shots in the final half minute with the extra attacker on. And senior night ends in celebration for the boys from the city of brotherly love. Fans, it's time for the Sid's Barbecue and Jerky 3 stars of the game. Tonight's 3rd star with 2 goals for New York, number 12, Brian Cook. The number 2 star with a goal and an assist for Drexel, number 29, Ryan Sambuco. And the number 1 star of the game, potting the game-winning goal for your Drexel Dragons, number 18, Jimmy Jacobs. That will do it for us on the Delaware Hockey Network. For Caleb and the entire crew behind the scenes, for co-executive producer Molly Jo Rosen, for assistant producer Broadway Joe Sindoni, and everybody else who makes the Delaware Hockey Network a reality, James Witherite saying thank you for your company tonight. Drexel fans, will see you in 8 days as the Dragons and Blue Hens square off at Fred Rust Arena, and we'll be back tomorrow with University of Delaware women's ACHA hockey as the Blue Hens host the Profs of Rowan University. Game time 3:30 p.m. from Fred Rust Arena. Good night to you all. We'll see you again soon here on the Delaware Hockey Network. One last time, the final score, Drexel Dragons 5, New York Violets 4.